So, hello dear colleagues, it's really nice to be here, and I hope yesterday you have a really good party. Yes, you're feeling everybody very well now. And today I would like to present another good thing, great thing. It's automatic generalization techniques, and to present you how you can to use this in the process of the generating topographic maps at the smaller scale. So, believe me, that automatic generalization is really attractive thing. But at first you can use it only then when you have a good chorus reference spatial data set at the larger scale. For example, Latvian can use 1:50 scale when they're producing 1:250 scale. Estonians also can use automatic generalization as well. So Lithuanian, we also have such data. We call it as GRPK, and this data is at scale 1 up to 10,000, and we are updating this data every day. Of course, the main data source for updating is the new sort of photographic images. Also, we are using various information and data from the other official data sources, such as Information System of National Roads, Register of Addresses, Cadastre of the Forest. Also, our surveyors who measure the land, they also should to provide us the data if they find something changed in the reality. Also, we use some information from municipalities and crowdsourcing as well, because sometimes our users inform us where we should to change. Maybe somebody built a new shopping mall, etc. So, as you understand, we're trying to keep our data as good and as updated as is possible. For that reason, we also use field measurements, fields inspection, LiDAR data, UAV air photos, and digital elevation model as well. Also, as in Estonians, we are tracking the life cycle of our objects. For that reason, every object has a unique identification number in our database. Also, we are collecting information when this object is created, updated, what material we use for updating, or why we change these objects. And also we're collecting other information, other thematic information. So this data set, this GRPK data, is used for updating other data at the smaller scale. As for example, we are updating using this data set at the scale 1 to 10,000. We're updating topographic data sets at the scale 1 to 50,000 and 1 to 250,000, and it is called, they are called as GDR 50LT and GDR 250LT, and the owners of these data sets are our National Land Service under the Ministry of Agriculture. As usually, as in most countries, these data sets are updated manually, but I think that it is really difficult to keep updated such data sets at the smaller scale. Let's see, for example, we're updating our topographic based data sets at the scale 1 to 10,000 about 3 years, the whole territory of Lithuania. Approximately the same time you should to spend for updating the data at the scale 1 to 50,000. So what we have finally, yes, we have updated data set, but the data presented on that maps or data sets are outdated, so it is nonsense. And of course, you need a large resources, time, human, IT, for updated all the data manually. So some years ago, our authorities, our National Land Service under the Ministry of Agriculture decided that it is time to reduce the resources, to reduce the time for updating data, to reduce the human and technical resources, and to reduce the costs for production of these products. And of course, our users have a fresh and updated maps or data at the smaller scale. So I think that you will agree with me that automatization of other processes make our life easy and we save our time. So after successful implementing automatic generalization in Netherlands, Lithuania also decided to try to develop similar technology for automatic generalization. So we start our way to the automatization from the research project in 2014. And after the year, in 2015, we developed the first automatic technology for preparing topographic data set at scale 1 to 50,000. After the year, we developed another technology for preparing topographic maps for civilians. And finally, we also built 2 other technologies for preparing topographic maps and topographic data for our militaries. So now at this moment, we have quite new process that our civilians can generate the topographic data set at the scale 1 to 50,000 using GRPK data and also several other official data sources such as, for example, data from the cadastre of protected sites. And after then, when we generate the topographic data at the scale 1 to 50,000, we can generate the topographic maps. So both these 2 technologies are developed using only ARCGIS possibilities. In some cases, we use Python scripting, but only when we are finding that maybe some tools are crashed during testing, etc. And only for that reason that we do not have a time to wait when SRI correct the bugs, because we understand that it's take a time. Also, when we are creating the first technology, we was not so clever. So in one place, we also used FEMI possibilities because we found that in one model, one tool, I don't know why, but generation of the data takes a lot of time. So we just changed it to FEMI script, and that was the problem was solving. The militaries also at this moment have the similar technologies. What is different that the data produced automatically with these technologies prepared according to the MGCP and other NATO requirements. And finally, last year we also have a project for updating topographic data set at the scale 1 to 250,000. And there was necessary to make any automatic generalization or technologies, but you know we was so lazy to make all the generalization manually, so we just built some models to make some automatic generalization, and then after that we finished the project with manual generalization. When we would like to create technologies with automatic generalization, you should know what you would like to do. If you would like to have vector data, or you would like to have a map. If you are generating technology for topographic data set, for topographic databases, vector data, at first you should to make generalization. I mean that you should reduce amount of the data and simplify object complexity. After that, you should to transform this generalized data to a new structure or to a new coordinate system. For example, the militaries should have all the data in the VGS-84 coordinate system, but during testing we found that for us it's too complicated make the generalization in the geographic coordinate system. So we are making automatic generalization in our national metric coordinate system. This calls LKS-94, and later we're just transforming the data to the geographic coordinate. When you are developing technology for cartographic generalization, at first you should to create object representation and preparing map templates using ARCGIS possibilities. After that, you should to implement cartographic generalization. It is a little bit different from the spatial data generalization because you should take into account the symbology of the objects, how big is symbol, how wild, for example, is line, etc. And to make some movements, maybe eliminating some objects and so on. Also, it's very important to prepare visualization of annotation placement, and when you have all the data, you can generate the maps. How the data looks like. Here you see an example, I think, from civilian version. It's vector data. And here is the first example above. It is from militaries maps, topographic maps, and the second is from civilian maps. Sorry, I could not give you real examples because, by the way, the civilian topographic maps you can download via audio portal, and military maps, sorry, but they are closed and only militaries can use it. And also what I would like to say, always when you are making automatic generalization, okay, at first time it should like that, maybe it's not like I do that manual. But you always has to have a new view, it is good enough. If it is good enough, so you do not have to spend more time to making some more generalization. But of course, if you do not like something, maybe you find some errors, you always can make manual corrections. And even then, if you will make manual correction, you will spend less time to make correction after automatic generalization, even to make all the generalization manually. Okay, it is easy to develop automatic solutions, and yes and no. ARCGIS provides really a wide possibilities for creating models, for creating automatic generalization techniques. ARCGIS have special tools for collapsing roads, for removing details of the roads, for merging objects, eliminating holes in the polygons, and so on and so on. But of course, ARCGIS don't have all the tools necessary for automatic generalization. But you have the possibility using standard ARCGIS tools from ARC Toolbox to prepare your own ideas, your own algorithms which you need during the object generalization. And it's really, believe me, it's really attractive. It's like the play with Lego cubes. You're starting from the small models. Later, your models are growing. Now, after some weeks, you see that you built 100 or 200 models. And so in the final results, you have a technique for automatic generalization. Nobody don't say you how to correctly make generalization. There is no one receipt. Every country should solve his own problems. You should go step by step. You should solve one task by another task. And do not afraid to come back and to maybe to develop new idea, to develop new model if you find that result of generalization is not fulfill your expectation. Every generalization team has his own ideas how the generalization should be implemented. It depends on the customer needs, on the workflows, etc. For example, our team, when we are developing the automatic technologies, we build models for every layer, every feature class, or for set of the feature class, or just for solving some special problems. Also, our main model have the user interfaces and help, and we are doing that because it will be easy for our customers just to use these models. So it is easy to create the models and automatic generalization, yes, if you have a really strong and professional team. Otherwise, it's also okay, but you will take more time to create all the models, all the technology. As I mentioned earlier, so for the creating models, we used only ARCGIS for desktop at this time. For the first technology, we use geoprocessing tools, model builder, also Python scripting. And for generating topographic maps, additionally, we use cartographic representation, Maplex, and masking. Is it easy to use automatic solution? Usually, yes. But I think that the user should have at least intermediate level of the ARCGIS, because you should know how the model works and what to do if, oops, but it's crashed. So I think that somebody from outside, maybe shopping girl, could not use this technology. But of course, all of us can use it easily. So for using automatization technology, you should have 1 or 2 for processing the data, also at least 1 or 2 computers, ARCGIS, of course. And in Lithuania cases, we're generating data, vector data up to 3 weeks, and additionally, we should have 3 weeks for generating topographic maps. Other countries built also other systems when the processes are distributed for several machines. For example, Dutch cadastre is used 6 machines, Ordnance Surveyor 10 machines, but be honest, it's, I think for us, for Baltic countries, it's too much. And for us, it's not so important to generate the data or the topographic maps every week or every month. It's enough to generate data or maps, okay, once a year. So I think it's enough to have 1 computer or to have 1 month for generating data or maps. So do not afraid to start your generalization. Do not afraid to build the models and to automate the process of updating topographic data. And after that, you will see that you save your time, you save your money, you save your resources. And I think that instead of that, it's better to invest to the updating the core data at the scale 1 to 10,000 as in Lithuania or Estonia, or to update the 50 key. Yes, so do not afraid, do that. And I think that you really like it, as I am the fan of the generalization. So thank you for attention, and if you have any question, I can ask now or later. You can write me by email, and I think that our team can help you to improve your ideas or to consult how better to build your technologies for automatic generalization. So thank you.